وكذلك أوحينا إليك روحا من أمرنا ما كنت تدري ما الكتاب ولا الإيمان ولكن جعلناه نورا نهدي به من نشاء من عبادنا وإنك لتهدي إلى صراط مستقيم صراط الله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض ألا إلى الله تصير الأمور.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise for Allah, Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad, his companions, and all those who strive to follow in their footsteps. My dear viewers, brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode of Quran and Science. And in this episode, we'll be discussing about the Earth as a leveled surface. And for this, we have with us Professor of Geology, Dr. Zaghlol El-Naggar. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show. I'd like also to introduce my dear guests in this episode. We have with us Abdurrahman Ismail and Zabihullah Kareem. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show. Okay, before we go into further explanation of or discussion about the Earth as a level surface, we'll leave you with this verse and we'll return back.
الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون.
He has made for you the earth outspread, and the sky a canopy, and sends down rain from the heavens with which he brought forth fruits for your sustenance. Therefore, do not knowingly join equals with God.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching Quran and Science. And after we listen to these two holy verses, I'd like to ask first my brothers what were the meanings that they got from these verses before we go into discussion and explanation of these verses. So I'll start first with Abdurrahman Ismail. Concerning the first verse, what is the meaning that you're getting out of this verse?
I understand from the verse that Allah is telling us that He has paved this earth for us and made it a resting place, and has made this perfect construction of the sky, and He has provided us with all the bounties on earth in order for us to believe in Him. However, people sometimes knowingly disbelieve in Him.
Yes. Okay, before moving to the second verse, I'd like to ask you, what is the meaning that you can extract out of it? Because it carries lots of meanings, actually.
Yeah, it just gave me a sign of the power of Allah that made this beautiful world by send down the water from the sky, and so with this water we can produce very beautiful flowers that color this world, and getting fruit for to sustain.
Once you listen to the words ثمرات and وأنزل من السماء ماء, how do you feel about these words? What does it direct your mind to?
Direct my mind to look to the beautiful fruits and flowers that Allah created just for to sustain for as servers, and for us just to believe in God and not set up revels, as He mentioned in this verse.
Okay.
They also make us feel the greatness of Allah. I mean, how Allah has turned this stone into beautiful flower or meaningful fruit that can give us food, and this is a miracle, of course.
So it makes you feel some sort of appreciation to what Allah subhanahu wa
And to
ta'ala
feel
have
the greatness of
given.
Allah's creatures.
Okay. Now let's move to Dr. Zaghlol's opinion about the first verse before we go into the coming one.
I begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, the creator of the universe and everything that's in it. And I greet you all in our Islamic way and our audience as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah's peace, blessings and mercy be with you all. This verse comes in the context of advising people to worship Allah alone, without parallels, partners or similars, and exalting Allah above all His creation. It is يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. O people, worship your Lord who has created you and created the people before you, so that you may heed Allah, you may heed your Creator. And then he comes to presenting some signs of the greatness of that Creator. Says, الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. Do not have anybody in worship, in association with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anybody, anything. Because shirk, or associating others with Allah, is equal to kufr, is equal to disbelieving in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you come to the verse, الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا. In a previous episode we mentioned that the earth started by a highly rugged topography. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has caused the various forces He has created in the atmosphere of the earth. The wind, running water, glaciation, variation of temperature, gravity, to try to level that surface. And we have in geology a process called peniplanation. There is a tendency in the system Allah has placed in our earth to try to get any elevation above the sea level to the sea level. The process of peniplanation. Yes. So we have external processes like wind, running water, glaciation, variation of temperature between day and night and between the different seasons. We have gravity, we have plants, we have animals.
All of these are process of
peniplanation, you see. They tend to bring all elevations to sea level. And at the same time, we have internal processes that try to build up what has been peniplaned.
Yes.
So every mountain can come down to a sea level, and every sea level can rise up in the form of a mountain. And the continuity of that process is one of the main reasons of making life on that planet a very rich life. So Allah is showing His bounties upon us by leveling the ground. And that's why He said, الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا. He has leveled the surface of the earth for your convenience, as if it is, what could I say, a bed actually.
Yes, something you can, something like that you can sleep on, something that you can be comfortable on.
Like the cradle of a little baby.
Yes.
You see, الذي جعل الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء. We mentioned again in another episode that everything in that universe is governed by gravity, is governed by certain powers that keep it in position.
The unseen pillars that we discussed in a previous episodes.
Yes, and otherwise, you see, this could have collapsed on the earth, you see. So Allah is again showing His bounties upon us, that He has made the firmament a very well-established construction.
Okay.
Everything in it is very precisely calculated. The powers and the forces governing these bodies is very precisely calculated. Otherwise, this